Or no. What's up, Cave Dwellers? I'm Gabe.
Yes, you are. Oh, are you wanting to practice?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
I was like, that's a weak intro.
What's up, Cave Dwellers? I'm Gabe.
I'm not Gabe, but I am nastier than anybody else in the room.
Yeah, I can attest to that. And today,
We are here for a very special topic.
but before we get to that, we're going to thank our sponsor.
RPGhiring.com. Y'all saw it? Building people, changing lives.
Yes. And Chris, what's our topic today?
Our topic is pull list gems.
And what is our pull list gem this time?
Well, what is a pull list gem anyway?
I mean, it's just something that it's a gem that you should throw on your pull list.
Gems are something that are very special,
Yes.
very worthy,
Yes.
very costly.
No.
No, some gems can be $4.
No, they're not
Yeah,
costly.
They don't have to be expensive gems.
They're great.
Our pull list gem for this episode is SAGA. After a 4-year hiatus,
However long it was.
this amazing story is finally back. And we're going to tell you why you should be excited about it.
Absolutely.
So, why should they be excited about it?
I mean, lots of reasons. As in, they had, how long did the first book run? Or the first set run?
From 2012 to 2018. That's a long time.
So that's a really long time and a lot of time for people to get engrossed in a story. Gotta be honest. And it's a timeless story, guys. It's great.
He means timeless. This is one of those types of stories that, movies and books, you can't get away from this type of romantic, heroic type story.
Yeah.
Two people that aren't supposed to be together find a way to be together, and the whole world is against them for it.
And they prove everybody wrong despite all odds. Or at least that's what it seems like it's going for.
It does. You've got some type of character for whatever type of person that you find yourself. There's some type of character that you can relate to in SAGA. The artwork is very good, and this we should have started out with this. Let's back up just for a second. This is a mature comic book. This is not for children. It is a by all means necessary a rated R comic book.
It is mature readers only.
It deals with topics of abortion. It deals with topics of homosexuality. It deals with topics of drug abuse.
Yes.
And
there's a whole section that is all on drug abuse,
right.
and they have to get through their abuse of drugs. It is mature audiences.
This story takes place off in space, of course. Two main characters' names are Alana and Marco.
Yes.
They are from planets called Landfall, and that moon of Landfall is called Wraith.
Yes. And they are two different races that are bound against each other, but they end up falling in love and having a child named Hazel. A daughter named Hazel.
Yeah, that's right. They actually fell in love. She was actually supposed to be guarding him. He was a prisoner.
Yes.
And ended up making a child instead.
Yes. Prisoner in this intergalactic war between the two races. And Hazel is the first of her kind. And they may be going with the whole, she'll bring balance and peace to the galaxy.
They tell this story and they line it up very well. What I'm going to say about the story that I've picked up so far is that it wouldn't be hard to get into this. And I know you're thinking that's a lot of books that I've got to go back and try to get, but that's not true because you can get these nifty things.
Omnibuses.
And that is volume 1.
Yes.
So most local comic shops would be able to acquire that for you, especially since this book is back getting hot right now. And
absolutely,
this is really one of those things that that people have got to just get on their pull list. This is something that if you're not on,
you can come pick up a copy now.
That's right.
Of the first issue, and go ahead and throw it on your pull list. And once it's on your pull list, when the next issue comes out, it'll be in your pull box, and then you can just keep up with the story from here. And then you can go ahead and order from your local comic shops your omnibuses of Saga, the original set.
Chapter 55, that is basically your number 1 right now. So that's what you're looking for. And most places are still going to have this. This is the current book that's right now, so it's not too late. By the time you see this, it still will not be too late. You can go and you can get this on your pull list, make those phone calls, and yeah. So it's basically, if you want to just throw a whole bunch of things into a bucket that make no sense to any of our viewers, you basically have Romeo and Juliet meets Underworld, and it's all
Star Wars.
In Star Wars,
kind of
all in
the space stuff.
Yeah, but they really touch on subjects. You can tell that
it's dealing with a lot of problems of our time.
Right.
Talking through them.
And it's done in a way that pretty much anybody can read it and you can't get upset with it. And that's the most honest and fair way. You couldn't read it how it's written and be upset with it. Yeah. Matter of fact, most people would agree that are really into these type of books that they will say that this is probably one of the best series that had ever been done. A lot of people brag on it. I did not read Saga when it first came out, but I have already acquired my volume 1, and I have my chapter 55. Of course, I had to read this to be able to talk to you guys about it, so I did jump a little bit ahead of myself. But hey, it's never too late, right?
Yeah, never too late.
Never too late. And since it's never too late, it's never too late to give stuff away. This week's stuff that we're giving away is
Crystal Thomas, Rocket Dog.
Rocket Dog!
Yeah.
We don't have the cards because
they're being shipped off.
Yeah, pretty much already, so.
But run the winners.
And congratulations, everyone. If you didn't win, maybe next time. If you came in last place, look forward to that loot box.
Oh, yeah. We love you. You dead last, but we love you.
And the only way to have another giveaway is to have another
Meet the Artist.
And we are back in the cave of maniacs. It's Uncle Nasty and Drool Pool with another Meet the Artist. Who do we got?
We have Mohammad Jilani.
Jilani, like gelato, but with a ani.
Right.
That's right. How you doing, Mohammad?
Good, doing well.
Well,
Good
thank you for joining us on our adventure of this episode of Meet the Artist. And you know, it's funny how we met one time. I tell this little story here. You know, we were walking through Dallas Fan Expo, Dallas, and just this guy was hollering, hey, I did cards for y'all. It's funny how we meet people along the way and didn't really know it's, if I would have known that you were going to be there and you were part of our artist selection, this year was a little bit different. The last couple of seasons, I was a big part of the cards. Big part of picking the artists and things like that. And this year, Darren and Allison did it all. They selected the artists. They contacted them. They did everything like that. So I really didn't know that you were part of our series. And
the great thing about us growing as a YouTube channel is the difference between year one and where we are with season 3 is that we don't have to look for artists anymore.
No, not at all.
I love what he was telling us before, and I'll let him tell a little bit more about it, but what he was telling us was how he found out about it was they have their own little inside group of all the tops artists and stuff that do cards for them, and they talked about Gabe's Cave in that group, and that's how he found out and wanted to be a part of it.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you, Mohammad, and how long you've been doing cards, and then we'll get into these masterpieces that you've done for us.
I mean, I've been doing trading cards for 4 years, a little over 4 years. I used to go to conventions and build my portfolio to some artists. And there was a tops artist, and he looked at my work and he was like, "Hey, maybe it's a good opportunity for you to look into this. Your work may, lend itself to this medium." And I submitted a bunch of art to all the major card companies, and then after a few months later, I started getting some emails, and that was it. I was on board, and it was really busy at first. I took on big projects, trying to figure out what kind of range I can bring into, something that size. And over time, I found that it's something I really enjoyed. I can focus on a card, get it done, move on to the next. But yeah, no, it's been a really fun ride. I've done a lot of cards for all the major card companies for the most part, Topps, Upper Deck, Crypto, Zoic, and that covers a lot of different licenses: Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Walking Dead. So, just Mars Attacks, bunch of cool stuff I've had an opportunity to do over the years, and I was really grateful because I'm a huge fan. So, I did Aliens and Predator for Upper Deck, and all of this is licensed stuff. So it was a kind of a cool benchmark to be able to, get my work out there at that level. And then we built a camaraderie among friends online, and especially over the, with the pandemic and all, people lean into these online groups a little bit more than you would. And in there, I saw some of the different things artists were doing, and Gabe's Cave came back up. And it became something I looked at, and once we got in touch, it was pretty cool to work with you guys. And then when I was at the show, Dallas Fan Expo, I saw Marty with a shirt, and I was like, "Hey, I know that shirt." So the merchandising works. You guys sent me an awesome banner, pretty cool. Showed up. I think it was right before Christmas or something. It was pretty neat. And that's where we are with all of this right now. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, your work is absolutely incredible. Amazing work. And I know alien wise, my wife thinks you're one of the best. You're one of the best because she definitely was excited about getting some of your work. And we're really excited about it, just having you on board with us in our adventure. Gabe's Cave is, this is our third season of cards, and to be able to do what we're doing now, we've got, we got a new artist every single week. We're giving away all their cards every single week, except you actually sent in 15 of your cards. Mm-hmm. And so the good thing about it is we're going to give away 10 of those this next week, and the other 5 will go into loot boxes. So
nice.
Viewers
will just randomly get goodies.
Yeah.
Random goodies.
So we could probably send you some more, some artist proofs back. How about that? Or send you some blanks back so you can have some artist proof. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to look into. Yeah. Okay. Blanks are always good.
Well, let's talk about your work here because, like I said, it is incredible. I mean, I know we have our policy is really at artist's will. You're free to draw whatever you want, and so
it's worked out.
It has worked out well. I really well. All the artists have said, man, it's amazing to be able to just draw whatever is on your mind, and because not everybody allows you to do that. You got to draw certain ones, but
Right.
So tell us a little bit about your cards here. You got Tony Stark here in games first.
That's right. So yeah, no, Tony Stark, big part of the MCU. One of the best Marvel movies, if not superhero movies, period. The first Iron Man, and then Endgame, such a good event. His portrayal at the end, all of that. So yeah, it's a movie I watch quite frequently. So that was always fun to illustrate. And I haven't had a chance to do live action Marvel or anything from the Marvel Cinematic Universe on trading cards. So that was a fun chance to. So some of the characters you see, Black Widow, Iron Man, they were just a good chance for me to, illustrate those characters on sketch cards. And so Black Widow and Iron Man, definitely from the MCU.
Let's go.
I had a little more time to work on these than usually what we get when we do this stuff professionally. So when I do work for, Topps and all the other companies, our deadlines are a little tighter. So there are times I want to be able to express my skill set, at its highest level, put more time, effort into it. But when you have a short deadline, you got to really cut corners sometimes, and you're not always able to get your piece to look the way you want to. Here, I had the chance to be able to do that because you guys gave me plenty of time, and I was in between projects. So it was definitely fun and, liberating to be able to get out of that sandbox of restrictions. You may hear my baby in the background, but...
So you're telling me we need to keep the time limit like 2 to 3 months like we normally do instead of 2 to 3 weeks like some?
Yeah, no, that gives the artist something they don't normally get, and it's something you'll see in the work. You'll get some of their best work. And there are times where my best work ends up being in commissions and things like this where, I'm not tied down to a crazy deadline. I mean, there's a project that I'm about to start. I can't talk about it quite yet, but we're inching closer and closer to the deadline. I don't have my work yet. So, sometimes you've got a couple of weeks to do something you would normally take a month doing, and that takes, that balances it out. So for all the fun we have doing this, there's certain areas that aren't too pleasing, but because it's balanced, I feel it feels right.
Well, you definitely brought your A game for sure, because this is amazing.
And the stock you guys gave was really good too, so that's a big part. A lot of times when we get cards, they're not consistently high quality. A lot of the companies will use cards that'll warp. When you use thicker mediums, they'll bend, stuff like that. It'll start bleeding in certain areas, bleeding through. So the cards you guys gave allowed me to really put all the layers I wanted to.
We actually have a really good card company that prints our stock in Custom Quick Prints in Dallas.
Yeah, no,
does all of our matter of fact, he helps us design them and things like that. So
yeah,
let's go into each one of them. I mean, because I think
we got Batty from Blade Runner coming up next, right?
Yep.
Blade Runner, one of my favorite movies. Sci-fi. You get to see the Harrison Ford. I was gonna do Deckard or Indy, and it was a toss-up, and I decided to go with Indiana Jones. That's one of my dream projects. If Topps decide to do an Indiana Jones project in the near future, I would love to be a part of that. I wasn't with them when they did them. They did a few anniversary editions, really cool sets to work on, but it's been several years before they've messed with that property. But with the new one coming up, there's a chance there might be some developments.
We'll keep our fingers
Indiana
crossed.
Jones would be a cool project to do officially. But Blade Runner, it was between Deckard and Batty, and I chose to go with Batty because it's a pretty awesome speech at the end.
I see you've got the iconic Neo cartwheel, one-handed cartwheel card right here.
Yeah, that was fun to do. I want to do something from the Matrix, and then this was at the top of Matrix hype. The movie delivered for some, not for most. So
how did it deliver for you?
It's kind of weird because I'm kind of open-minded with movies like that. Sometimes they're not for everybody. Every generation needs its story, and we still have the original to go back to if this doesn't hit all the points you're looking for. For the time, maybe it's for someone. It was okay for me. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay, that's a good way.
How thrilled I was with the original.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what about Quinn here? I mean, what inspired you to draw him?
Jaws is my favorite movie of all time. So I
Iconic
had to do
line.
something from Jaws, and it was Quint. I think he dominates that movie. So it was either Shark or Quint, and I chose to go with Quint.
And the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, I'm gonna go ahead and say this: we definitely have an artist that's been with us from the get go too, and he will definitely be. He'll probably make 4 or 5 accounts just trying to get that one.
Ronnie.
That's right, Ronnie Crowther. Ronnie is a big Catwoman, and I think he's got. I think every artist out there does a Catwoman for him. Has he ever hit you up yet?
Catwoman and Ewoks.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, he's a big collector. I'm not quite sure if Ronnie and I have traded, but we'll probably change that in the near future if we get a chance. I love his work because acrylic painting works amazing. The amount of time and effort he puts in his stuff is great.
We tried to get him on a cover this last go around when we were doing Ferryman Origins, but it wasn't the right timing for him. But we hope one day that we can get him on a cover.
Nice work's good for sure.
Yep. So you have the Catwoman and Michelle Pfeiffer. You got the Joker.
That Joker is
good.
Ooh. Yep. And it just
so with that, the thing is, Heath's Joker, he is the one that really everyone thinks of when you think of the Joker.
Yes.
And because of how that ties into the DCU, I think it has a lifespan longer than what Joaquin did here. This was almost like a one-off. Amazing, so good, right? But I had a chance to do work from the entire DCU for Cryptozoic, it still is my favorite project I've ever been on. Because the Dark Knight trilogy, it's one of my favorite movies, the whole set. And I never thought I'd get a chance to officially illustrate from that project or those series of movies. And when that offer and project got realized, it was pretty awesome. So yeah, I really did a lot of pieces from the DCU, especially Heath's Joker, Batman. So in a way, this was refreshing take to do because I hadn't done Joaquin's Joker, and I don't think that's a project that's going to ever show up on trading card form. A lot of R-rated projects won't make it to that market.
Right.
His character. A lot of people didn't like this because, like you said, everybody loves the Heath Joker, the Heath Ledger's Joker. But I watched this movie and it hits home for me and a lot of my family issues and things like that. Depression is really real, and seeing this, is really it's really sad. But,
no, it's a dark movie, that's for sure.
It definitely is, but definitely a phenomenal card.
The movie made me so emotional. Like I was so mad, and then I was so sad, and then I was mad, and then I was confused. It was a great movie.
Well, that's your everyday.
Well, it is every day.
That's your everyday.
The one thing, like he said, is about it being a one shot. Was like, I don't think we were ever meant to feel empathy for the Joker, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's where the movie was genius, but it upset me because I don't want to feel for him.
Right.
That's the Joker. He's a bad guy. I don't want to know or understand why he acts the way he does.
But being driven to that, he wasn't that type of guy. He just wanted to make people laugh.
Right.
But the truth of it is kind of how Gabe's Cave started. He's bullied, picked on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's the world we live in today. It's a mean world. And Gabe's Cave is. I mean, we give back.
Gabe's Cave is Captain America.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is the whole world is about giving back, and that's really what Gabe's Cave's always been about.
Right.
And that's why we started doing what we're doing now. I mean, and so it touches my heart.
Oh yeah,
and the way it is.
Some other stuff that touched me was Invincible and Omni.
It's crazy movies. They're crazy.
When I was illustrating those, I was watching. When I was doing the set, I was watching Invincible for the first time. I kind of got on the train a little late. I had skimmed through the comics, But when I actually sat down and watched the whole show, it's the first time I took in the entire story and everything, and it was amazing. I was hooked. I loved it. And it was cool to try to. I was like, well, let me try to do something different because I'm going for my realism style, and Invincible is pretty illustrated. I tried to take those likenesses and kind of use my style. Something I don't get to do too much outside of, a deal like this. But that was a lot of fun. It's a lot of experimentation there.
Well, I like both of those cards very much.
Wolverine is
Old Man Logan.
Old man Logan is.
Logan.
I guess that's Logan. Logan, right?
Yep.
Yep. That's Brandon's favorite card, probably right here, right now. I would think if he was here, I definitely would be his favorite card.
He likes.
I like. Hey, Beth was. Hey, Queen's Gambit was. If you haven't seen that series, you need to get on it because that was a really good series. I got to binge watch that. It was definitely good.
And then we got My Baby Mama.
Yeah, you wish, but that's everybody's baby mama.
Gosh almighty, I hate her being gone from the movies.
She ain't gone yet. She'll be back. Watch. Everybody comes back.
Right.
Comics. And you got Indiana Jones. I mean, another just iconic.
That's from the first movie, right?
That would be probably the second, wouldn't it?
This is from Temple of Doom.
Okay.
This still, not the best of the series, but good fun though. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, all of them are a blast.
Oh yeah. Any Indiana Jones is always an iconic favorite. Then you got James Bond from Casino Royale.
The Monopoly Man.
Yeah. No, that was another big series that came to an end this past year. I was a big fan of Daniel Craig's James Bond. And really enjoyed Casino Royale. Like, to me, that's my favorite James Bond movie. It's closest to the book. And he just delivered a Bond that kind of exemplified how he's written in the books. So, I loved it.
Darren's a big James Bond fan, and spoiler alert, I guess you'd say, when he died, it was like, I'm through. I'm over with him. And, he's mad, because he don't think anybody should die. Kind of like when Han Solo died. It's like, well, man, he's getting old. What do you expect?
Yeah. No, I think Harrison Ford wanted his character killed off a long time ago. Had he had his way, I don't think he would have made it past the second movie.
Right. That's right. Then you got The Fifth Element.
Yes. That's a good fun too.
But she's. I think every young guy thought she was just about as fine as it can be.
Isn't that Uma Thurman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, no. What's her name? This was Mila.
Mila Jovovich. That's the Resident Evil girl.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But I think everybody thought she was just fine as can be, and still is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool movie though. Fun.
Who's this other girl next to him? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then we've got David Bowie.
I told him before the thing started I was going to call him Billy Idol. Like, there's some Davey Bowie fans out there right now that are like, ah!
Another awesome piece, man. One time we thought about doing a music collection, or but we've always liked, it's artist choice, and we love it being artist choice because we
never
get to
know
see
what you're gonna get.
Right. I mean, and I think the artist likes it because they're so used to doing, certain things, like you were saying. You had certain titles, topics that you had to do, and giving it to artist choice, I think it brings out the best.
Well, I tend to believe that artists do the best job on anything they touch when they truly like the subject matter. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be good if they don't like the subject matter, but if they are into the stuff, what they do is better. So the artist's choice is the way to go because they're not going to pick nothing they don't like.
Well, Mohammad, let me ask you a question. Are you open for commissions and stuff like that right now?
Yeah, so what I do is between projects, when someone messages me, I'll put them down on a list, and as I get to, I'll knock them out. I do personal sketch cards on my own stock. If I have any APs, which is rare, blanks especially, I'll take commissions on them. But in more cases, I have. Pardon me.
You do big drawings too. You do like.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
I do large. So let me see. I might.
So you work in comics too, some?
I don't have it here, but I did some sketch covers. I did some sketch covers too, and 11 by 17 is a pretty standard
Right.
size for a full scale commission. So yeah, no, I do larger stuff too, for sure. Sketch covers, blank sketch covers, and depending on the client, posters, things like that, murals. But sketch
Well, we're
cards
gonna-
really works best for me because
Yeah.
for the time I'm putting in and the value the person gets for what they pay, sometimes it works out, especially if they're into collecting sketch cards.
We're going to make sure we have your social media right here, where everybody can reach out to you now that they know that you're open for commission. Because we hope that this definitely leads to you having more business.
Oh,
And
thank you.
This work here, it's funny when our subscribers actually get these in their hands, it's like always, man, that the camera doesn't do justice, and it really doesn't. I mean, your work is amazing, and
Thank you.
wow, I mean, it's unbelievable, and we really just want to thank you for jumping on board again with us, and
Yeah, and thanks for being excited about it.
No,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure.
That means the world.
That was a wonderful Meet the Artist with Mohammad.
Yeah, man. Hamid has some really, really cool cards.
Yeah, love those cards. In fact,
And thank you for taking the time out and doing the interview with us and for doing these cards. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, and I'm sure it means a lot to the viewers too, because guess what? They get free stuff.
That's right. Who
Original
doesn't like
art.
free stuff.
Exactly.
So y'all know what to do. Y'all gotta be subscribed. You gotta like the video. You gotta leave a comment on the video, and you gotta hit the link in the description.
Fill out that form. You got to give us your top picks for cards and where to mail it to.
We ain't gonna send you no brochures and nothing. Just cool stuff.
That's
For
it.
free.
You get free, really cool stuff.
That's right.
That's it. That's all you get.
All right. Well, one more time. Thanks, RPGhiring.com. Thanks, Cave Dwellers.
Goodbye.